In every age, across every land, there are stories that refuse to die. Stories carried in whispers, hidden in rituals, guarded in the silence of forgotten places. Some call them myths, some call them superstition, but others know better, because behind every legend lies a truth shaped by fear, fire, and forbidden knowledge. Tonight, we open the doors to one of history's most misunderstood worlds. A world that survived persecution, secrecy, and centuries of darkness, yet still burns like an ember waiting to rise again. This journey is not for the faint-hearted, because what we uncover now reshaped an entire spiritual lineage. And now, the past calls once again. Welcome to Historic Isles. Night has always been the oldest cathedral of humankind. In its shadows, our ancestors found truths that daylight refused to reveal. When the sky dimmed and flames flickered on the earth, people gathered, not in fear, but in curiosity and in reverence. They believed the world spoke through symbols, the stirring of leaves, the curling of smoke, the changing patterns of the moon. This was not superstition. This was a language, a code, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. And the one who understood these signs, the one who could read the whisper of the wind or the warning in a raven's cry, became the guide of the community. Not a priest, not a ruler, but a watcher of nature. Tonight, we walk into their world, a world where magic was not a trick, it was survival. Tonight, we walk into their world, a world where magic was not a trick. Some came seeking healing, and some came with gratitude, and others came simply to be part of a rhythm older than memory. Here, rituals had no boundaries. They flowed with the breath of the forest, flexible, organic, alive. There were no scriptures carved in stone, no rigid commands, no threats of punishment. Only learning, only connection. The elders taught that the universe wasn't ruled by a single force. It was a dance of dualities, day and night, life and decay, chaos and harmony. Nothing was evil by design. It simply existed to maintain balance. Fire represented transformation, the burning of fear, the renewal of hope. Water symbolized memory, because rivers never forget the path they flow through. Earth held stability, yet within it slept seeds, capable of becoming forests. And air was the messenger, carrying prayers upward and guidance downward. These elements weren't worshipped. They were understood, respected, observed. People realized long ago that humans weren't the center of existence. They were just another thread in a vast cosmic tapestry. Meanwhile, across hidden valleys and forgotten settlements, another kind of knowledge lingered. A knowledge that didn't come from nature, but from the depths of human experience. It spoke of intuition, that sharp inner voice that warns us before danger arrives. It spoke of dreams, visions that arrive in sleep and hinted at the path ahead. And it spoke of energies, the unseen currents that ripple between people, shaping intentions and outcomes. For our ancestors, these were not fantasies. These were tools. A mother sensing illness before symptoms appeared. forest grows silent before a storm. A healer predicting conflict through subtle changes in people's tempers. To them, intuition was the highest form of intelligence. And tucked inside villages were those who carried deeper wisdom. Story keepers, herb masters, midwives, guides. They were not feared. They were trusted because their work didn't revolve around controlling others. It revolved around empowering them. They used plants not as mystical objects, but as medicine. Each herb had a purpose. Some soothed fevers, some eased childbirth, some calmed the restless mind. Knowledge was not secretive. It was handed down with pride, from teacher to student, from parent to child. But shadows began to creep in when outsiders misinterpreted this world. As foreign beliefs expanded, anything unfamiliar became labeled dangerous. Anything natural became called primitive, and anything misunderstood was condemned. The ancient gatherings grew smaller. The songs quietened. The stories sank into whispers, and the knowledge that once sustained whole communities was nearly erased. Yet knowledge is stubborn. It survives in fragments, in traditions, in folklore, in rituals performed unconsciously during festivals, in symbols carved onto doors, in the little practices our grandparents still follow without explanation. What appears to be a superstition today often hides the wisdom of thousands of years. Even after centuries of suppression, the essence of that world never died. People continued to seek healing outside the walls of organized doctrine. They searched for meaning in nature, in silence, in the turning seasons. Today, those ancient ideas returned, not as rebellion, but as remembrance. Because modern life has taken much, but it has also revealed much. We understand electricity, yet forget the thunder. We map the oceans, yet forget how tides influenced ancient rituals. We study psychology, yet ignore the emotional wisdom people carried long before textbooks existed. So the question stands, have we really become more advanced? Or have we simply become disconnected? The world our ancestors lived in was not filled with monsters and miracles. It was filled with observation. A deep, constant awareness of the world's rhythm. When leaves changed color, they listened. When animals behaved strangely, they took it as a sign. When the moon shifted, they adjusted their activities. This wasn't magic. This was early science, early psychology, early philosophy, blended into one. Their rituals were not random. They were structured to heal anxiety, unify people, and give meaning to life's unpredictability. A ritual for the harvest wasn't about controlling the weather. It was about strengthening community bonds, reminding people that survival depended on cooperation. A ritual for protection wasn't about invisibility. It was about calming the mind, reducing fear, and preparing for real threats. When you remove superstition, what remains is human intention, and intention is. As the night deepens, imagine standing in one of those ancient circles. Wind brushing your skin, fire illuminating faces around you, drums synchronizing with your heartbeat. No temples, no hierarchies, just the raw essence of human connection. This was their reality. A reality that refuses to die, because humans will always search for meaning beyond noise, purpose beyond survival, and connection beyond logic. Tonight's exploration closes with a simple truth. The old ways were not forgotten. They were buried, and buried things do not vanish. They wait, somewhere in forgotten forests, in ancient ruins, in old manuscripts, and inside the instincts we still carry without realizing. That world lives, and every time we look at the night sky with awe, or feel nature speaking to us in silence, or sense something beyond what our eyes can confirm,